At last, the reign of Juventus is over. After 9 successive Serie A titles, the end of its hegemony was confirmed on Sunday as Atalanta's failure to beat Sassuolo handed Inter Milan its first scudetto since 2010. It was, perhaps, primarily a success of vindication. Coach Antonio Conte proved his point, Romelu Lukaku proved himself one of the best strikers in Europe, and a host of other Premier League castoffs played vital roles. It would be easy to sneer and suggest the title was less won than it was bequeathed by a Juventus side in disarray, but that would be slightly unfair. Inter has wrapped up the title with 4 games to spare. It has lost only twice all season. It has run harder and further than anybody else in the division and has been by some distance the best side, playing modern, pressing football spearheaded by one of Europe's best strike pairings. Lukaku and Lautaro Martínez are, essentially, Inter in microcosm, hardworking, powerful and far subtler than people give them credit for. But equally it can't be denied that Juve's failings helped. Rarely in football can a position of such superiority have been squandered quite so casually. This was a club that almost seemed to get bored with winning the domestic title, to the extent that, even as it talked about prioritizing the Champions League, it began making increasingly whimsical decisions as though to entertain itself. Xinhua, Sipa USAFirst, Cristiano Ronaldo was signed for €100 million, about 120 million United States dollars, on preposterous wages, a supposed last throw of the dice to bring the goals to guarantee European glory, but of course, football doesn't work like that. Ronaldo was 34, his range of movement severely curtailed, and that had a deleterious impact on the way the side played, particularly as there had to be cutbacks elsewhere in the squad to pay for him. A year later, Max Allegri, having won 5 scudetti in 5 years, was eased out, apparently for the crime of failing to win the Champions League, although he had brought Juve to 2 finals. The appointment of Maurizio Sarri made no sense on any level. There was pre-existing hostility between him and Juve fans, and his style of football was never going to be a fit with Ronaldo. Juve's economic advantages remained such that he could still win the league title, but in Europe there was more failure. And then came the most bizarre appointment of all, Andrea Pirlo. That he was a great player is not in doubt, and it's easy to see why having somebody of such charisma and urbanity in charge would be good for the brand. But he had no coaching experience whatsoever. It wasn't even that his appointment was part of some grand plan. He was shuffled into the job a week after being appointed as a Juve youth team coach. He may go on to become an excellent manager, but this particular job came far too early for him. But still, Inter must be praised.